stand still.
And I think the instructions from his dad in the corner are, you know, if he hits you once, hit him twice.
Yeah, just keep moving. Just get yourself sorted out. And it's psychological, this business, so much of it. And he's getting better. He's coming through this. Keeps tapping his nose. He's probably pretty uncomfortable. Showed him the left hand, may have landed it, but the right hand was what he was looking for to the body there, Vitu. Knezevic looks a little bit puzzled at the moment, not really doing anything.
Well, once again, Vitu there getting through with a couple of good hooks to the head. I must admit, I do like watching Vitu. He's a good box fighter. Yeah,
and I like seeing him in a long distance fight. It was okay watching him over 6 rounds, but you really got the idea that you were going to see this young man in a proper distance, a 10 or 12 round distance, and always you were kind of looking to the future with him. Well, we're getting more of an idea now of what he's going to be like over the championship distance. He's good. And this is getting harder and harder for the Serb from Austria.
Yeah, Knezevic not having a great deal of success here. And even when Vitu leaves his head there, that's a terrible shame, really, for Knezevic. And it's going to, you know, it's going to belittle his effort, and it shouldn't really. He's up against a Smiles operator here.
Yeah, he's never fought anyone like this before. He's had some good wins, but over people like Janos Petrovic, who was, I saw, stopped years ago by Colin Lines. You know, he outpointed him over 10. And yeah, a few others like that. He's not fought a V2 before.
No. Good round this for Cedric Vitu. This is round 7, of course, and it's going to put him 8 points in front.
Yeah, got himself sorted out there with a couple of rounds where the doubts were creeping in. They're behind him again. He's flowing.
Indeed he is. Terrific stuff here for Cedric Vitu. But, you know, you've got to feel, really, I think, for Gogi Knezevic. He's trying ever so hard, but just nothing's working.
That's right. He's very, very game. There were times in that round where he looked confused. First time.
Indeed. So there you are, then. If that cut doesn't get any worse, we should see Vitu straight to victory. So round 8 coming up then. Looks like this is a task beyond Knezevic. 8 points behind with only a potential 5 rounds left, or 5 points left. And there's not time, is there, for him, unless he scores a hat-trick of knockdowns as well.
They're slow starting again in the V2 corner. They ought to sort that out. The referee should be a bit tougher on him than that. Knezevic is up, ready and waiting. This time they held the bell. Quite right.
So Cedric Vitu then in the red, white and blue shorts. And he's a very firm favourite for this title. The vacant WBC Mediterranean Light Middleweight Championship. In action, of course, against Gogi Knezevic, who's an Austrian. Nowadays, he's an Austrian.
Yeah, Serbian heritage. Used to be managed by a guy called Vs.Cedric, who was also a Serb from Vienna. Held the European light middleweight title back a generation ago, but he died last August, so obviously probably tough for Knezevic to regroup. He's had some thinking to do. There was a bit of a time where he wasn't boxing. Maybe that was it. On the move again early on, trying to draw Knezevic. I like the way Knezevic has just kept coming forward. He's just trying, waiting, hoping for something to happen. He's not clever enough to make it happen, so he's just got to hope that Vitu somehow runs out of ideas or gas or makes some dreadful error in concentration. Or, yeah, he's just hoping that something might go for him.
Very good point, Bob.
Vitu made a mistake then. Knezevic clipped him with the right hand, but no power at all.
Well, we've seen that, kind of witnessed that throughout, really, haven't we? Yeah, Knezevic, I think, feels quite lucky just to have landed a punch, let alone one that has got a bit of power in it.
And that's the response, isn't it?
Yeah, well, as I say, Bob, you know, you hit me once, I hit you back twice, or more.
And I think it's a great shame, really, for a fighter like Knezevic. He's got a big heart, and he's obviously got ability to a degree, to be facing someone like Vitu, who's a bit of a hot pot.
Yeah, a clever southpaw, difficult to fight. He's good rhythm about him when he gets moving, Vitu, and he's got himself sorted out again. Blood down the right side of his face this time. I wonder whether there's a fresh little nick there. I don't know. But so yeah, he's difficult to fight. If somebody like Knezevic has a problem anyway with somebody fighting the wrong way round, then he'll certainly have trouble with Vitu.
Yeah. And do you think it's the southpaw stance that's putting off Knezevic?
Well, it's contributing to it. He just doesn't like this kind of slippery style, and he wants somebody who stands right in front of him and will give him a test of strength.
Yeah, because he does look a strong man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's strong and persistent and willing, and he'll just keep working all night. But he's got to be able to catch you. He just can't do that. He's not quick enough.
Well, that bell landed early, Bob.
It looks as if it was
very early. I think there's about 40 seconds left in that round. Oh well, bit of rest, extra rest there for both men. And the score at this point, 80-71. That means 9 rounds to 0. In fact, it started 8-0, but won by 2 points. That was the first.
Well, father just quietly, calmly saying 4 rounds to go. Take your time. Yeah, they're pretty pleased, and they've every right to be. I mean, Vitu could try and maybe knock Knezevic back, but he'll have to feel his strength going before he does that. Could catch him cleanly with a shot that the similar one to the one he got him with in the first round, but mostly he's content to keep the rounds rolling out, pile the points up. Landslide points winner doing.
Indeed it will. And round 9 then of this schedule 12. And the pace has been very good throughout, Bob, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. And it's part of the learning curve for Vitu. It's part of the progress. I mean, Knezevic is on paper it would be the best win he's had. And the scores have just been read out, but I didn't catch them, didn't understand them.
Don't worry about it.
WBC rules, round 4, round 8. They read them out, open scoring.
Knezevic, by the way, has gone 10 rounds on 3 occasions, and so far, the furthest that Vitu's done is 12, and that's only on 1 occasion, so not much in experience-wise as far as rounds go.
Yeah, Vitu, the Petrosian fight, the Hamlet-Petrosian fight, when he lost on points, lost his unbeaten record after, what was it, 16, 17, that's 18 wins. That was a jolt for him. But there's nobody like Petrosian on Knezevic's record. Knezevic would have lost to Petrosian, I'm sure. Wrong style again. Tall counter-puncher, cute, knowing. For Knezevic, this is a difficult night. This is the most difficult night of his 5-year career.
And yet, it's ironic, he's been absolutely up for this, but didn't expect, I don't think, to have found Vitu in such good form. And Vitu has been in good form, hasn't he?
Well, he probably knew it was a tough job, but he'll have seen Vitu on tape, but he's probably just getting a little bit fed up of this by now. He keeps trying, keeps coming forward, keeps believing, but he's having no success, getting peppered again now.
Tough guy.
Yeah. Just that short of European Championship level, isn't he? They haven't had too many, in recent years anyway, the Austrians, too many European champions, and you don't feel that he's got the ability to do that, to win the European title at light middleweight.
Well, he's lunging in with shots here, but Vitu just a bit too quick for him on his bike.
I mean, Jamie Moore, who's the European champion, would be far too good for Knezevic.
Oh, yeah. But, Vitu against Moore would be an interesting battle.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Jamie might be too strong for him.
Yeah, he's much, at the moment, much too experienced for Vitu, but Vitu's 23 years of age.
Yeah, in a couple of years, you never can tell. Providing, of course, he sticks at it.
Well, I like his attitude. I like the way that they plan everything. They try and not afraid to travel to Spa. They're not afraid to change the training around a bit, give it a bit of variety, keep him interested. Professional team.
Yes, they're very serious, aren't they, about Vitu's career?
Yeah.
And so they should be. They only get one chance at this.
He's boxed well in this round, Vitu, without rushing anything.
Yep, another round. So 9 rounds gone and 10 points in it. And don't forget, we're looking at Cedric Vitu in action here against Knezevic, and at stake, of course, the vacant WBC Mediterranean light middleweight crown. And Vitu in the red, white and blue has had things most of his own way, although having said that, he has forged that advantage. You don't get that given on a plate.
Yeah, and you can see that he's beginning to tire Knezevic. It's all getting hard work, isn't it? Last 3 rounds, and he'll be glad when he's got through the 12, I think. It's a tough night's work for him.
Just to remind you, by the way, Vitu, here he is, 23 years of age, and Knezevic, 29. Round 10 then of the scheduled dozen. And Cedric Vitu, well, he's won everything so far. And there's no way I wouldn't have thought he'd let this one slip. But you never can tell, Bob. Funny old game, isn't it?
Oh, you never can tell. 3 rounds to go, and he's moving around with his hands down. It only takes one sloppy moment where his mind's elsewhere, and he's stood for a punch that's landed cleanly. And it may not knock you out, but it could knock you down and take all the confidence away. You never know. But it's a pretty forlorn hope on the way